In his first State of the Union address, President Biden spoke about the war in Ukraine, rising inflation at home, and the worldwide pandemic.
That's right. The president vowed to hold Russia accountable and touted his efforts to strengthen the U.S. economy and return life to normal. Newsy congressional correspondent Stephanie Liebergen is live in D.C. with more on the president's speech. Stephanie, good morning.
Good morning, Alex and Jay. Well, President Biden started his speech out really putting a lot of emphasis on the crisis in Ukraine, giving the Ukrainian people their leadership, those people who are, pushing back against the Russian military, giving them a lot of credit. And that support for Ukraine was visible not only in the words that President Biden said, but also among all of the blue and yellow that we saw on the members of Congress and the guests that were there last night. Blue and yellow, the colors of the Ukrainian flag. Now, the president also addressed the COVID-19 pandemic, really heralding the American population for having millions of people that have been vaccinated and that have gotten their booster shots. But he also noted that some of the new treatments available, he specifically talked about the Pfizer treatment pill, saying that treatments like that are going to help us put the worst of the pandemic behind us. Take a listen.
We've reached a new moment in the fight against COVID-19, where severe cases are down to a level not seen since July of last year. Just a few days ago, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention issued a new mask guidelines. Under the new guidelines, most Americans and most of the country can now go mask-free. And based on projections, more of the country will reach a point across the next couple of weeks. And thanks to the progress we've made in the past year, COVID-19 no longer need control our lives.
President Biden also hit on one of his big successes from his first year in office, the bipartisan infrastructure law making its way through Congress, and of course, President Biden signing it into law. Now, the president said the impact of this infrastructure law, that it's not going to be infrastructure week. He said it will be infrastructure decade, noting that Americans across the country are going to start seeing the impact of that law right away. Take a listen.
Tonight, I'm announcing that this year, we will start fixing over 65,000 miles of highway and 1,500 bridges in disrepair. And folks, when we use taxpayers' dollars to rebuild America, we're going to do it by buying America. Buy American products. Support American jobs.
President Biden will be heading to Wisconsin today, where we're going to be hearing more about the infrastructure law rollout. He has remarks scheduled for 3:15 Eastern time this afternoon, guys.
Okay, congressional correspondent Stephanie Liebergen live for us in D.C. Thanks, Stephanie.